The Mamaar that we are beginning this evening is a Mamaar from the second day Shavous, Tavshim Memhei 1985. It is a Mamaar that the Rebbe said during the gathering of Shavous, Fabrengen, the second day Shavous, before the end of the day, before the end of the Yom Tov, as it was customary by the Rebbe over the course of 42 years. The Mamaar begins with a passage with a verse from Shir HaShirim. Shir HaShirim is the Song of Songs, and the passage is in the Song of Songs in Shir HaShirim, chapter 3, verse 11, which relates to Matan Torah, to the time of the giving of the Torah, that it is an inyan of, that it's compared to a wedding. So the Maimer begins with the pasuk Tze'enu Rena B'nei Sian B'melech Shleima Sha'itra Le'yimei, that go out and see B'nei Sian, the daughters of Zion, in the king's Shleima. In English it's referred to as Solomon, King Shleima. Ba'atara Sha'itra Le'yimei, with the crown that his mother has crowned him with. B'yem Chasanose, in the day of his wedding. Or B'yem Simchas Libei, and in the day of the rejoicing of his heart. This is a pasuk that relates to Matan Torah, to the giving of the Torah, as we'll see further from the Talmud and from the Medrash and theology, that it refers to Matan Torah. V'isa b'Medrash, it says in the Medrash, which is in Shir HaShirim, the Medrash Shir HaShirim, Rabba Ahuva b'Drush Rabbeinu Nisienu, brought also in the Drushim, in the discourses of the Rabbeim, of Chabad, leaders of Chabad, Ad l'divra maschot Tze'enu Rena Tovshin Ches till the Maimer. Tze'enu Rena, which is from Tovshin Ches 1948, which is the Maimer that the previous Rebbe said. So it begins, Omar Rabbi Yechanan, the sage Rabbi Yechanan said, Shol Rashbi, Yas Rabbi Lozer Rabbi Yesi. Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon, the famous sage Rabbi Shimon ben Yechoy, asked Rabbi Lozer ben Yesi, Efsher Shamata Ma'avicha, Ma'u B'Torah She'itra Le'yimei. Did you maybe hear from your father, what is the Torah She'itra Le'yimei? What does it mean? The crown that Itra Le'yimei, that his mother is anointing him with. Amalei I heard. Amalei heich, how is it? What did you hear? Amalei, there is a parable of Melech Shoysa Libas Yechida, a king that had a one and only daughter. V'yemechavev yeser midai. He loved her more than usual. V'yekere isabiti, and he called her daughter. V'leizoz mechaveva. He didn't stop at that point in expressing his love and affection to her. Achekora is achesi, till he called her achesi, my sister. V'leizoz mechaveva. He didn't stop at that point. Achekora is him, till he called her his mother. The same way, the Eibishter loved Yidden more than usual, the Jewish nation, V'koran biti chulo. He called the Jewish nation daughter. V'leizoz mechavevan, and he didn't stop at that point, that he called them his sister. V'leizoz mechavevan, and he didn't stop there, imi, that he called them his mother, which basically, Arish and Ikras, Knesset Yisrael b'shem imi. So therefore, Knesset Yisrael is called b'shem imi. A mother, which this is how it is mentioned in the Maimarim Hasidic discourses of Shavuos. When it comes to the Hasidic discourses of Chanukah, we find it also there's different expressions. What's the most cherished expression? Is it mother or is it daughter? Which are different in Yonim. Here, the highest level is Imi. So B'meila, the Rebbe continues and says, V'zeu Tze'enu Rena, we're up to 8 lines from the top, Berich. V'zeu...
Wife is never mentioned. Jewish people are...
Achesi imi. It seems like we're talking whole about a close relationship, mamish, from an intimate relationship from part of the family itself. The wife is the union of a kala, and kala is something which is considered a new ave, a new love, because it's something that came from outside, and it was a new relationship developed. Here, it seems like all of them are mamish, intimate members of the family. Daughter, sister, mother, which is the relationship to the person himself all around him. First his daughter, then his sister, which is a sibling, and then on the previous generation, the mother.
I just thought the highest relationship was man and wife. That's what
The highest relationship man and wife is, in a sense, Chassidus explains that the inyan of the difference, which is actually relates to Parsha Emer a few weeks ago that we had. V'lachesi apsula shel hoyse leish. It says lachesi apsula to his sister who was a virgin and wasn't married yet. So the Kohen Gadol, the chief Kohen, could contaminate himself if chas v'sholem it's after 120.
I mean, she passes away.
Yeah, pass away. So this right.
Okay.
If she was not married yet. So Chassidus explains there are two relationships with the Eibishter. There's one relationship which is al derech, like a brother and a sister, and then there's a relationship which is a husband and wife. A brother and sister is considered, in the service to the Creator, is considered a natural ava. It's a natural instinct which is always there. It's siblings, and a relationship between siblings. And even the fighting is also considered milchemes achim, a war between brothers. And then there is a level which is called Achesikala. Achesikala is more a renewed, a more refreshed ava. It's al derech, like we hadn't put him, the four terms, Achesi, Rayasi, Yenosi, Tamasi. Achesi is a natural ava, love and affection that a person has to Hashem. Rayasi is already a new ava, because this is something that was just developed, a new relationship. And B'meile, it's in a sense more refreshed, more renewed, more excited, because it's newer to the person. So there's two avas. There's an ava tivis, a natural ava a person has, and then there's an ava which is more ignited. Love that's more ignited. That this is what it says, that they should go out and see B'nai Sion, the daughters of Zion, go out b'melech shleima. Who is the melech shleima? Literally it means the King Solomon, King Shleima. But it also means melech shashalom shaleshu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The melech, that the peace is his, which goes on the Eibishter, goes on Hashem, on the Almighty. Yidden, the Jewish nation, are giving the crown to Hashem. They give the crown to Hashem, they crown the Eibishter. So here the Rebbe is going to discuss a contradiction between certain medrashim. Who is the one that's giving the crown? Is it the Jewish nation giving the crown, or are they the Malachim that are giving the crown? And is it the Eibishter giving to the Jewish nation, or Yidden giving to the Eibishter? Is the Almighty giving to Jewish nation, Jewish nation is giving to Almighty? So the Rebbe is going to start clarifying all this with different questions, and then the Rebbe is going to begin explaining. And the Rabbeim, the leaders of Chabad, elaborate on this inyan and on this topic, and they ask the following questions. The tzarich lahavim, we need to understand, Sharayomru Razal. Our sages have told us, and as the Rebbe refers to the previous discourse that he delivered Thursday night and Friday, he says right before Shavous, that the Talmud tells us in Shabbos, the tractate of Shabbos, that when the Jewish nation said Nasa before Nishma, Bo, Samachri b'Malachi Ashares, came 600,000 angels, l'chol echad v'echad Misrael, to every Jewish person, and they gave him 2 crowns, which means that the Jewish nation received the crowns from the angels, from the Malachim. From this, it seems that in the time of Matan Torah, which is the time which is considered B'yem Chasanos in his marriage day, so this is considered that Yidden received the 2 crowns. They were given the 2 crowns. V'kan mashma, and in this Maimer quoted earlier from anthology from the Medrash, mashma shebishas Matan Torah yichtiru Yisrael bebeis ksorim. That the Jewish nation themselves received the 2 crowns. Shebishas Matan Torah yichtiru Yisrael HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'Torah. That Yidden have given Hashem, the Almighty, the crown. So this is one contradiction. One place is mashma, from the tractate in Shabbos mashma, that the Jewish nation received the crowns from the angels. On the other hand, from this medrash quoted earlier in the beginning of the discourse, seems that the Yidden are the ones that anointed Hashem with the crown.